Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk what we do in the shadows. And we kicked off season 3 last episode with a really cool new twist. The Vampiric Council, in all its infinite wisdom, decided the best people to run the local council on the east coast of the US are our 4 hero vampires. And we ended last episode with them fighting over who gets to be on the throne. Everybody wants it, save for Laszlo. He's actually the smart one in this case. But I look forward to finding out how they decide who ends up being the master of the council. And I kind of hope we get their first case, so to speak. They're basically the judges now of local vampire society. So I look forward to hopefully a few episodes this season at least that are council related, and the possibility of fun cameos is high this season, but I don't know what else to expect. I love the new dynamic with Guillermo. He's more humoring the vampires than anything else at this point. He's no longer afraid or cowed or intimidated. He's learned how to manipulate them. They think they've got him under hypnosis, under their control, that they're safe in his presence. And they are, but ultimately this is all just Guillermo trying to become a vampire himself, isn't it? So I like the new dynamic. Can't wait to see what we do with it this season. Let's jump into this episode. It's episode 2 of season 3, and it's called The Cloak of Duplication.
Today is our first day on the job as leaders of the Vampiric Council.
Nadja and I have agreed to work together as a team.
This is going to work well.
For now, I am letting Nandor think that we are sharing power. But there can only be one supreme leader.
Eventually, I will make her my number 2.
So you're saying you need to make a number 2?
Indeed. Not right now, but soon. It's not something you should force.
But you're saying it's important to have a really good
Number 2.
number 2.
Yes. There's nothing funny about a firm number 2. I, Nandor the Relentless, will sit on my throne and make a number 2. Okay, get out.
Don't sing if you want to live long.
Now, make sure that you label your snacks because we throw everything out every Friday. The Chamber of Curiosities.
Fun.
Ageless, timeless,
It's a jackalope.
marvelous artifacts. Don't fuck with that! But some of it is just for fun. Only Van Helsing's dick.
Come on, Guillermo.
Great grandpas.
But behind this door is the living quarters of the Sire.
The actual sire.
Who's the sire?
The Sire is the oldest living vampire in the world.
He is the vampire from which
He lives
all
in New
other
York?
vampires have descended.
All of them.
As I was saying, do not ever
Open the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go, Colin Robinson.
This is the Cloak of Duplication.
What?
The Cloak of
Pretty cool.
Duplication.
Show you.
Application.
Oh.
See? Crazy, right? You cannot allow a human to wander free here unless you're making him a vampire.
No, absolutely no.
That's a real quick answer.
Stood.
And the door stays open. I'm gonna say, hey.
Bye-bye. I feel much better about that.
Oh, nice library.
Scholar of the printed page, this place is Valhalla.
Oh.
And what I dismissed as rumor
Well, golly.
is actually true. The world's oldest and largest collection of pornography. Everything a chap and chapess would need to know.
Knob
about
knob.
Galacia. What else have we got?
706.
Gutenberg's, oh yes.
Roy Cohn acquires 169 sex positions.
Bet you didn't know that existed.
This year, I am turning 100 years old.
Oh.
There's so much I want to know. Where do I come from? How did I become an energy vampire?
we don't
was
know.
I turned, or was I born this way? I said to
have-
myself,
Max.
you are going to find out who you are and where you come from. I says.
I love what an action hero Guillermo's become. Human-sized vents. They're such a blessing.
It's really dusty in here.
The moment I saw the Cloak of Duplication, I knew it was the answer to my romantic difficulties. She is not actually my girlfriend yet.
What?
Meg works at Massive Fitness. The best thing about Massive Fitness 24-hour gymnasium is the connection I have with Meg. She has shown me much kindness. Unfortunately, we have not yet taken things to the next level.
Oh, Nandor.
I have never been very good at talking to modern women.
No, yeah.
I know someone who can help.
Laszlo.
Laszlo is a real ladies' man. He always knows how to talk to women.
He wants Laszlo to pretend to be Nandor.
Pull this young lady called Meg.
Yes, Meg.
Make love to her 6 ways till Chelsea.
No.
Come back here. High fives all round.
No. Just the first bit.
Nando, I want you to put that on, turn into him, pull this woman called Meg, and then come back. I can't be fucked.
So we get Nandor playing Colin Robinson, playing...
I've often fancied myself quite the seducer, obviously.
Oh, dear.
There's a technique called negging.
How do I look? Never mind. Your opinion doesn't matter. And now you're horny because you just got negged again.
Watch and learn.
Oh, hey, Nandor. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, dipshit.
Oh.
Let me cut to the chisel. Life didn't turn out the way you planned. You're a fading beauty working nights at the gym.
Colin.
Well, here's your chance. You can leave with me right now, or watch these hot ones walk out the door forever.
Hang on, let me just get my stuff.
Okay, you do that. That poor kid never stood a chance. Hello. Shit.
Didn't see that coming. Ooh.
Well, she's clearly not into guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I give it a go?
You can try. I mean, she's not into studs, so maybe you'll have better luck.
Colin Robinson, we are going to Queens. We are visiting a rogue vampire cell in Queens. They will taste our wrath and quickly submit.
Virgin.
Where's Blankenship?
Yes.
You have ignored all attempts at communication. Bend the knee or I will unleash Colin Robinson.
We are your new vampire council.
No, you are not allowed here.
She's angry, as women so often are. Please, good lady, you, my darling, have the high, firm ass of an Irish Derby winner.
Okay,
Okay, I've gone a little bit too fast, too soon. But hear me out. I took a calming physic to settle my nerves. Turned me into a fucking monster.
Shit, was it Klonopin?
Indeed, that one. May I show you something?
Feel like you're going to anyway.
Some of the most licentious and transgressive pornography I've ever clapped eyes on.
Chris!
Fuck. Unhand me, you bloody peasant!
So we've set up our own governing body.
Yeah, we're called the Council of Vampires.
We'll either bend the knee or face the consequences.
Yes, it's...
Typical hierarchical mindset.
Don't you point at me! What are you doing?
It is called diplomacy.
Licking their assholes more like.
Oh, shit. Mr. Robinson, I'm a huge fan.
Oh, jeez!
Is that the Cloak of Duplication? I thought we weren't supposed to touch that.
Who gives a shit?
Well, can I touch it?
Oh.
Actually.
Oh, this will be interesting.
I can fly. I can fly.
I'm also kind of a sneakerhead, and I just bought a camera drone. People hate it.
I bet. Let me ask you a question, Dave Lewis. Do you ever wonder where we come from?
Boy, it never even occurred to me. Are you training me, bro?
No.
You're getting me, I think.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
You guys really do not seem qualified to be running shit.
What shit are you qualified to run?
I have a master's degree in urban planning.
I didn't know he had a master's degree. What are we going to do?
Come I don't see you anymore.
Oh, work mostly. You know, my best friend, he actually got me this gym membership. He's called Guillermo, by the way. But I mean, he's always doing things like that for me, and I just kind of take it for granted. So, that's what I do.
Well, Nandor, that's terrible. Okay, this guy must be really special.
He is. Very.
Tell him how you feel.
Well.
Maybe he has feelings for you, too.
Feelings? No, we're just work friends. So, that's... Gotta go. Sorry.
I suggest we retreat, regroup, and strategize.
Fine.
You're giving us so much to think. Shit.
Saw that coming.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
I didn't.
Council dues are due on the first full moon of every month. Respect your elders. Colin Robinson, get my
Fucking Nadia.
Hey, you take care now, Dave.
I'm going to see my sweet make.
Oh.
It is you who are the person that I am into. I believe that you are the love of my life. I believe that we should be together forever.
You know I'm not into guys, right?
Are you sure?
Definitely sure.
You will remember nothing. Fuck.
Fuckface. Thought I told you to never show your face.
Oops. Fucking guy.
Well, we're not going back to Massive Fitness. Complete the cycle.
What is it now?
Pussy! I'm squeezing your pee-pee right now. How do you like that?
Get your hands off my pee-pee!
It's like a piece of extra meat dangling off the end of my
off
body.
me!
Laszlo, you know that thing you always wanted to try?
Desire. Okay. Wow, we did all sorts of new stuff this episode. We packed a lot into 22 minutes. I'm kind of impressed. First of all, we had a lot of fun with the Cloak of Duplication. And we basically let Kayvan Novak act like everyone else on the cast while they do the voices. And while we're at it, we're introducing the idea that Nandor's lonely and he'd like a lady friend. And how it's actually kind of poignant, and yet it's a clear indication that Colin, Laszlo, Nandor have no idea how to deal with women, and Guillermo comes off gay because of this relationship he's got with Nandor. And no one's equipped to help Nandor with the ladies, and I kind of hope we continue on this storyline with a new object of affection down the road, just because it's fun seeing our vampires do anything that's new to them. I like that they're not entirely static characters, but obviously the fun in the vampire trope, what we're doing on this show since the beginning, is these are characters that are completely out of date, out of touch with humanity in general, and they're just they're anachronistic, they're out of touch in every way, and that in there lies the humor. But seeing a character trying to close that gap is actually really interesting, even if it's just as simple as finding a girlfriend. So I hope we don't ignore that storyline. I don't need the Cloak of Duplication itself anymore, unless we do episodes with everyone becoming Colin Robinson and everyone becoming Laszlo, and you know what I mean. That could be fun, but it's just a fun device in this case. I kind of dig it. We saw Nadia and Nandor out on a house call, trying to get a local chapter under control. And instead of, with two very different tactics, diplomacy versus violence. And Nadia's violence won out. Our master of urban planning is now dead. And everyone took the knee, and dues are due at the end of the month. And we met another energy vampire, but he's like a hipster energy vampire who talks way too much about pot and drones and sneakers. Which is great if you're into any of those things, but if not, I get it. But I like that, and again, we have another character, Colin, who's like on a search for a search for self-awareness. We know he's 100 years old. This is interesting because I'd peg him as a character at about 50, which means he's been an energy vampire for about 50 years. We know he was around in the house in the 70s when Benji, Nandor's old familiar, was around, which would be about 50 years ago. But Nadia also said that she thought he came with the house. And how long have they been at this house? It feels like longer than 50 years. There's some mysteries about the origins of Colin Robinson, and I hope we explore those. And I like that we have our vampire characters attempting to grow. There's real potential for humor there, and also just new story. And then there's our characters who are firmly content in not growing at all, in Nadia and Laszlo. Laszlo, he's got his stash of antique porn. He's set. And Nadia, she's going to continue to be a frightening, violent creature of the night and be happy about it. She just doesn't like seeing everyone around her turn into a puss. So that's where we're at. And I'm intrigued. I'm mostly really intrigued. I like what we're doing with this season. I like that each season of this show has a different flavor, and yet the characters they haven't changed per se. It's just we're introducing something new. Feels like Kristen Schall's going to be a semi-regular. That's awesome. I love how much Guillermo owns his new bodyguard action hero persona. Kind of surprised him wearing a bandolier of wooden stakes into the Vampiric Council headquarters is fine, but no one seems to be raising an objection. And we introduced the idea of the Sire in this episode. Locked up in a room at the headquarters is the Sire, and you don't open that door under any circumstances, and we have to assume the Sire's getting out. It's the oldest vampire ever. It's the Adam of the entire vampiric species. How old is the Sire? Where did vampires start? What's the mythology we're creating in this particular series? So the Sire's coming back, but in what way? Who knows? And why is the Sire in New York? Why wouldn't the Sire be somewhere in the old world? Why did they move the Sire? What's the story of the Sire? I'm super curious. I like that we're building out the mythology a little. That's a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, I'm psyched by season 3 so far. Can't wait for more of it. Can't wait until next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here on Neil Talks for a little bit. Thank you for doing all the fun algorithm things that let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're seeing here. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.